Hey everybody, Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a great one so far. We are discussing at the macro perspective why the governments of the world are increasingly warming up to cryptocurrency and blockchain, at least in the form of stable coins particularly. This is an opinion that's also being echoed by none other than CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. We'll take a look at that on Cointelegraph.com. We have an announcement that we'd like to alert you guys to. In fact, it's a giveaway and a contest. We're giving away $50 worth of Ethereum. That is ending on the 8th of August, so you still have a few more days to enter. Then we're kind of doing the Twitter roundup. As you can see, Ethereum is up. Right now, it is below $400, but it's just teetering on that edge, performing very, very well in recent days. I mentioned Ripple a moment ago. XRP is also performing very well. We'll get Shash's opinion on the whole CRO MCO swap that we discussed yesterday. Justin Sun and Tron, by extension, are in the news. And then we have this tweet that's been highlighted by Dan Held. Bitcoin up 14,000% since this tweet. It's fun to go back and revisit some of the naysayers earlier on, in this case 7 years ago. I'll let you know about that as well. All that and more, guys. If you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, and cryptocurrency, be sure to like and subscribe. Okay, let's take a look at the market here. We're on CoinGecko.com. Overall, we're up a little bit today, up 1.1% overall, $350.5 billion. A lot of projects are up about the same amount, a percentage point or so. Ethereum up 3%, XRP up 4%, Bitcoin SV up 4.7%, Chainlink up 15.9%, and Tezos up 10.4%. Modest gains overall with those last couple of exceptions. Chainlink again up 15.9%, up 35.7% on the week, currently sitting at $9.62. Excellent performance out of Chainlink. Bitcoin right now at the time of this recording still in that sort of between zone between 11 and 12K. On the lower side right now, $11,265 with a dominance of 59.2%. More and more it is alt season. That dominance factor keeps going down. All right, here on Cointelegraph.com, world governments eye blockchain as dollars power wanes, says Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. Okay, caveat and preface here. I wear a couple of hats outside of my role here on Altcoin Buzz. There's my full-time job that I've discussed a little bit. That's one hat. Another hat is that I'm actually heading this new project, something that I've been developing with some IBM tech executives in the form of a digital wallet. It's more on the side of, I suppose, fintech than cryptocurrency per se, but it's very much a response to the digital banking trends that we've been seeing exacerbated these last few months, but that have really been on the scene in the last few years. And we're trying to get into the space that is currently occupied by the likes of TransferWise, Revolut. So we're talking remittances, we're talking especially foreign exchange, because believe it or not, the banks rob you blind when it comes to foreign exchange rates. They charge really in excess of 100 times more than they have to. Okay, all of that aside, and hopefully I'll talk about it more one day. But what I'm trying to suggest is that this is absolutely correct. These governments of the world are talking more and more about blockchain. They're especially talking a lot about stable coins. And you have governments like Cambodia that recently just came out. You have governments like Japan. You have governments like China, of course, that are leading this charge into the digital currency variants of their national currencies, which are issued by their central banks. And here now in a tweet thread published on the 3rd of August, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse engaged with a recent article in Bloomberg, which had surveyed the gamut of potential alternatives to the dollar's world reserve currency. Garlinghouse said the momentum behind digital currencies on the cusp of the 2020s was a question of trust in the financial system at the end of the day. Quote, as global populations continue to lose confidence in fiat currencies, as we're seeing with the US dollar, they will choose to diversify. Our future global financial system will do the same, he argued. And you know, the people are right to diversify. I believe that this waning confidence is happening for very specific reasons. Generally speaking, you can talk about 5 major key indicators, and of course they're all interrelated, but all of these right now, arguably at least for the most part, are suffering. A major one right at the outset is inflation, and the more and more money we pump into the present at the expense of really our children, of future, these are funds that we have to pay back one day. The more and more we pump in the form of stimulus spending, in the form of quantitative easing, that's ultimately money we don't have. Speaking about the US is $27 trillion in debt. It has no money to spend. And so printing new money for any form of relief, whether merited or not, is something that's going to lead to inflation. This is what people are seeing. Employment is another major indicator, and right now, obviously, that's hurting. I wouldn't say that's anybody's fault per se. That's very circumstantial, but employment is another one. People look at housing, people look at spending, and people look at consumer confidence. So those are some of the major reasons that you would either have an abundance or a lack of confidence in your national currency. Garlinghouse talks about how many of these issues can be solved by crypto. Quote, a year ago, many decried crypto as a scam, and now a majority of governments are looking seriously at blockchain. It addresses frictions, for example, settlement, transparency, that were assumed very hard to solve before. Crypto is up 80%, while USD is down 3% year to date. And again, guys, in that other role, when I'm wearing that other hat at the helm of this fintech wallet, it's all about stablecoins and very much led by China, that is issuing a digital yuan, and about a couple of other dozen nations at this point. Everybody wants to have that first mover advantage, and I think it's safe to say that China will get there. There's a lot happening in the US as far as discussions and deliberations, and many of us, I think, thought that Libra was going to get here sooner, but for different reasons, maybe fortunately, maybe unfortunately, that was delayed. However, China is taking full advantage of this, and on its heels, you have a lot of other countries that want to be a part of the action. Digital currencies are the future. I'm not talking about cryptocurrencies necessarily. Maybe you don't even need the cryptography behind them per se, but it's a digital representation of what the central banks in those countries would otherwise issue. And Brad Garlinghouse, in my opinion, is absolutely correct. This entire space is poised for explosive growth. Just my opinion, however. Let me know what yours is in the thoughts below. Okay, on to lighter material now. We're talking about a giveaway at Altcoin Buzz IO, tweeting about a $50 Ethereum crypto giveaway. One winner gets 0.13 ETH. That's about $50 worth. All you have to do is like and retweet. That's step number one. Step number two, follow Altcoin Buzz IO on Twitter. Number three, reply with any fact, opinion, or link about Ethereum. This particular initiative ends on the 8th of August, at which point we'll be announcing a winner. Good luck to anybody that enters. Hey, you may as well throw your hat into the race. You may as well be the winner. Good luck if you choose to enter. Altcoin Buzz IO also tweeting how Ethereum just passed $400. Again, if you've not checked out our video from, I believe it was yesterday, what are the three major factors that led to this rally? You can check it out. It's linked to right here. We've gotten a lot of feedback with regard to the crypto.com news. Shash Triple X here weighing in. People are complaining about the CRO MCO swap and small issues, but it's a great move long term, and I am pretty glad about it. Easier to build value in one coin than in two. Different people agree, however, they have their issues, they have their gripes. We want to make sure that this is not something that we acknowledge. We can't exactly go through all of them, but you can add your voice to the discussion here. You can reply to Shash, you can comment on our video where we covered this news yesterday. Your opinions are certainly valid, and look, if you have a concern around this issue, you're likely not the only one. Other people probably think similarly. So join the discussion, guys, in one form or another. We certainly encourage it. Justin Sun, who's now talking up Tron, at Justin Sun Tron on Twitter. I believe the most exciting project in August about Tron is DeFi on Tron. We will release a lot of new exciting projects on the JUST network, Just Swap project, Just Lend, and Yield Farming. Introducing the new exciting projects on Just Network. You can check out Justin Sun's video here. He includes a link to himself in his own tweet. You can check that out. And finally, guys, today, just want to highlight this tweet by Dan Held, at Dan Held on Twitter. Make sure you're following. Dan says, Bitcoin up 14,000% since this tweet. 14,000%. And this unfortunate individual here is remembered in perpetuity in the annals of history due to his silly tweets. And you can see here, Joe Weisenthal had the following to say on the 10th of April, 2013, when Bitcoin is over, it will be very fun picking through the horrendous economic arguments that were made to justify it. So look, guys, hindsight is always 2020. We're not particularly picking on Joe here, maybe a little bit. So that was back in 2013, over 7 years ago. Have faith in this kind of stuff, guys. As we discussed at the outset of this video, we're really launching more or less now into a new chapter, a new horizon of cryptocurrency's potential. How much more will it grow? How many more thousands of percentage points will it grow? How will it shape the world in the next 7 years or more? It's almost baffling just to think about it. Let me know your thoughts about that, guys, in the comments below. But that about wraps it up for today, everybody. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into altcoinbuzz.io for all the latest. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to receive notifications if you've enjoyed today's video. Best of luck, guys, if you choose to invest on this Tuesday. But have a great one, everybody. Stay safe out there. And as always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.